At Dave Cooper Live, we connect the industry leaders in the architectural, engineering, and construction space with the people, the products, and the processes to help them build it better. All right, welcome everybody to Dave Cooper Live. The construction industry is at a crossroads. We're staring down one of the biggest labor shortages in history, while at the same time, demand for housing and infrastructure has never been greater. So who's stepping up to train the next generation of skilled tradespeople? Who's making sure there's a workforce ready to build the future? Today, we welcome Ed Brady, CEO of the Home Builders Institute, who you may know as HBI. HBI isn't just training workers, they're shaping careers, changing perceptions, and making sure businesses like yours have the talent needed to thrive. But we can't do any or all of this without all of our supporting members, so we need to give them a shout out as well. So how about a big shout out to Cobalt Creed? They are services for builders, developers, prefab home builders, and manufacturers, allowing them to achieve the highest levels of comfort, indoor air quality, and low energy costs from the HVAC systems installed for their projects and their customers. Their approach is centered around the Unico system, a small duct, high velocity central heating and cooling system. Go to their website and check them out at cobaltcreed.com. And now, a few words from some of our other supporting members. CombiLift is the largest global manufacturer of multi-directional forklifts and straddle carriers, a leader in long load handling solutions, offering a free warehouse and site optimization design service. CombiLift helps companies of all sizes and from every industry maximize the capacity, safety, and efficiency of their warehouse and storage facilities. A big thank you to Paul Short and the team at CombiLift for helping us all to build it better. Visit them at combilift.com. Ready to scale up your offsite construction business? Introducing 4A Constructs, your solution to finding skilled labor for offsite manufacturing. Say goodbye to the headache of recruiting a skilled workforce with hand-selected certified tradesmen that are expertly trained and managed for offsite manufacturing, set crews, and finished crews, ensuring maximum productivity and safety. Unlock the future of skilled workforce development for all of your offsite construction needs. Visit them at 4aconstructs.com. All right, again, a big thank you to all of our supporting members. And hey, let's thank all of these supporting members throughout the industry as well. We can't do any or all of this without all of you out there supporting us. So if you'd like to have your logo on that ticker so we can give you a big shout out, hey, reach out to davecooper.live and we're more than happy to bring you onto the show with us. All right, without further ado, let's bring on our good friend, Ed Brady. Ed, how you doing today?
I'm great, Dave. What an opening. How are you today?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. We were just saying before the show, I'm like, how come I only see you once a year? Usually it's at the International Builder Show, and we're going to get into that. but you
Yes,
look
yeah,
good.
yeah. Likewise, you do too, and we're gonna have to get together more often this year.
I would love that. So, Ed, I know you've been on the show once or twice over the years talking about what you guys are doing at HBI and training the next generation. But if you
Yeah.
don't mind, take a minute or so here and just give everybody a little bit of background on who you are, what you do. In fact, Ed, we want to know everything about you from the moment you were born to this very moment in time. Do not leave out any of the good stuff from the hospital, or we will have a family member on. But you only have a minute and a half, so the floor is yours.
I can tell most of the story in a minute, but no, I'm a home builder, Dave. As you know, I've been a home builder for 30 some years. I grew up at the kitchen table with my father's home building business. I've been in the industry for my whole life and built homes for 32 years. And back in 2018, after NAHB chairmanship, I was asked to come help lead the Home Builders Institute, which is just a passion of mine. This is a tough business, you know, and the passion is that all the hard challenges that we have, and then you add in the home building industry, then you add the lack of skilled labor, quality skilled labor, and people to build the things that we need them to build in a quality way. It's at a crisis level, and so I joined in 2018. I've been here six years now. We're growing. We're trying to grow the perception of the industry. Home Builders Institute trains over 20,000 students a year, in high schools, to prisons, to transitioning military, to Job Corps students, to community programs. In our academies. So we train a lot of students pre-apprenticeship to get them into the industry, to get them interested in the industry, and then ultimately we want them to build their career in the industry.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, it is a career that is profitable. You can make a great living. In fact, better than coming out of a 4-year degree. I would say per 70% of those degrees, unless you're a lawyer or doctor or something very specific in that nature. So, well,
Yeah.
we're excited to actually jump into this. And during the presentation, I'm going to be throwing some things up on the screen for everybody to kind of see. But why don't we start off with the next generation video that you guys gave me? I think it says it all. And then I really jump into what is the future of skilled labor. So let's take a minute and watch this video.
Institute is training the next generation of skilled workers. HBI believes that students need to be introduced to the trades at a young age. The Future Builders of America program is designed to inspire and prepare students for careers in construction. Work-based learning experiences inside and outside the classroom. FBA students receive countless opportunities to successfully expand their construction skills and knowledge. From day one, you immerse yourself in the world of construction. Our comprehensive curriculum covers everything from the fundamentals, but it doesn't stop there. FBA is not just a program, it's a community. Experienced mentors, industry professionals, and fellow future builders stand by your side, offering guidance and wisdom. Together, we foster an environment that encourages collaboration, innovation, and a shared passion for building the future. Interaction with industry professionals are your ticket to the real world. FBA connects you with industry leaders, giving you the chance to apply your skills in real-world projects. It's more than a resume builder. It's an opportunity to make an impact. Graduates aren't just skilled professionals. They are visionaries who have changed the trajectory of their lives. Their journeys inspire, showcasing the possibilities that comes to anyone who participates. In the workshops of FBA, you'll discover facilities equipped with industry-standard equipment. We believe in staying ahead of the curve, ensuring that our future builders are well-versed in the tools that shape the construction industry. The journey doesn't end with graduation. It's just the beginning. Armed with knowledge, experience, and a network of like-minded professionals, FBA graduates step into the world ready to redefine what's possible. Future Builders of America, where dreams are built and careers are constructed. Join us, and together, let's build the future.
You know what I love about this, Ed, is that's only one of your programs. I mean, you guys have 5 pillars, and I know we're going to jump into some of what those are on this. But I think the biggest thing right now facing the general construction industry, facing the offsite construction industry, just overall, whether it's MEPs and mechanical systems, all the way to skilled trades, carpentry, sheetrockers, right?
Right.
There's a shortage. There's a shortage, and that's just one of the programs that's helping bring people into this industry. So my question to you is, the construction industry, one, it's evolving rapidly. What are you seeing as the biggest challenge in facing the workforce today, and how are we going to ensure young people see construction as a viable and rewarding career outside of Dave Cooper saying so?
Well, that's an important part of it. So keep that up, Dave.
Yeah,
But what you just saw, as you said, is one of our pillars. But one of the most important pillars in the sense of changing the perception of this industry and the career path that is available. And so the FBA Future Builders of America program is in the high schools, maybe even in the middle schools, but high schools primarily. And it is really introducing the industry to young people that otherwise would not know what it is. I mean, for 20 years, 30 years, young people have been pushed into 4-year college degrees. Many of them don't graduate. They have no degree to market, and they're in debt. This industry left the schools during the Great Recession, the shop class as I knew it, but careers and technical education left the schools. And so we have reinvigorated that concept of bringing the introduction into this industry. As you said, carpentry, electric, HVAC, masonry, painting, robotics, innovation in the construction industry. And so we're touching, we're in almost 400 plus schools, introducing. Many of those will go on to college. Some will go on to community college. Some will go right into the industry. Some will come back to the industry someday. But changing and educating young people is the ultimate goal for the next 10, 20, 30 years. That's how we're going to fix this problem. We're not going to fix it with 40-year-olds coming into the industry. We're going to fix it by creating this opportunity for young people. I started out as a carpenter at 14 years old, working with my dad's carpentry crew, and I became a builder. The opportunities are endless.
they are. You made a good point. Technology, right? How do we meet? I mean, I look at this screen, I see all these young people from all different backgrounds, all different ethnicities from probably around the United States and even the world. How do we meet them where they're at? Technology. You mentioned technology, right? We love Fortnite. We want to make money being YouTubers and all these things, but
That's right.
the reality of it is AI, technology, robots is such a big part of construction today. How is HBI addressing those?
Well, and it's moving so fast. I mean, my age, it takes me a minute to catch up with the young people, but we're using AI, we're using VR, we're using simulations, we're using the goggles so that so young people, almost gamification into the industry, right? You got to make it entertaining for them to understand and at least give the attention span that will allow them to understand what it means to be an HVAC technician and the intricacies of it. You can do it online. You can do it with goggles on. I mean, I leaned up at IBS a couple years ago. I had a set of goggles on. I leaned up against the condenser to stand up, and there was no condenser there. So we've got to bring that kind of innovation and technology in to get the young people interested. We're a hands-on approach from our perspective. We love to teach the hands-on, the practical side. You got to do it repetitively. You play the piano more, the better you get. The same with construction techniques, and the same with mastering those kind of techniques. You've got to do it repetitively, but just to get that 5th and 6th grader interested, we've got to bring it into the classroom. We got to bring it in with that kind of VR and AI, and we're moving fast on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to. If you look at the colleges and the universities that are out there, even just teaching architects, the students come out typically, 3 to 5 years behind what's truly happening in the industry. So I would imagine it's ever evolving. So before we dive a little bit deeper into this, let's talk about the 5 pillars and exactly what you cover, because it's just not high schools. It's just not students. I mean, you guys are covering everything from military and, community-based programs. You're doing licensing. Can you walk us through some of these?
Yeah, very quickly. Look, anybody and everybody's a candidate for this industry, right? There are no inhibition. There's no reason women can't be in the trades today. That's an old tradition. That's something that's gone years past. So we're recruiting women. We're recruiting students that are not traditional students into the industry. We're doing it in these 5 pillars. Our licensing, I talked about it, is our high schools. Our community-based programs, they could be anywhere from justice involved to youth build programs, habitat programs, Goodwill. We're partnering with Goodwill and their workforce development programs. So any community program. Our military, the Home Depot Foundation funds 10 military bases that we're actually certifying soldiers that are leaving the military while they're still being paid on the Department of Defense. They get 12 weeks to learn a trade, carpentry, electric, and so they can go out and they can start making a living. Many of them, they've been there 4 years. They've learned more discipline. They're good employees, but they don't have a marketable trade. So really proud of what we do on the transitioning military and our veterans. Job Corps, we've been involved in the Department of Labor Job Corps program for over 50 years. It's a opportunity youth program, residential setting for 16 to 24-year-olds come on campus. They're with us almost a year, and they go into an apprenticeship program or build a career after that. Our academies, of those 4 pillars, anybody can go to one of our academies. We've got 6 academies throughout the country right now. We're just opening one in Puerto Rico with disaster recovery funds, but we're in Sacramento, Phoenix, Houston, New Orleans, Orlando, and Charlotte. And they're just big boxes. You can come for 9 weeks. You can learn a pre-apprenticeship, the basic fundamentals, why this is a great industry to join and what career opportunities you have. And so the academies are open to anybody and everybody.
You know, stereotyping what our industry truly is, right? How do we reshape the narrative on that? Because it is often looked at as, kind of a second choice when it comes to career paths. The military is looked at as second choice when it comes to career paths. How do we reshape this narrative, and how do we showcase, the innovation that's happening, the stability that's happening, and the career growth opportunities? Because it's not just about swinging hammers and nails. This industry needs everybody, from those sweeping the floors, carrying the lumber, all the way to the marketing departments that are helping sell the jobs.
Well, Dave Cooper Live is part of that answer. I mean, look, what you're doing, and seriously, thousands of people listen to you. You're promoting the industry. We need to get in with school counselors to promote the industry. We need peer groups like myself who've been in the industry. Go talk to young people to showcase what this industry has to offer. We need to get into legislators. I mean, look, we teach in prisons, and our recidivism rate for students that leave the prison system is so much lower than the average who doesn't have a skill. Look at the opportunity, the return on that investment to train somebody to have a professional skill that they can market so they don't get back into whatever they were in to get into prison. That we have to promote this to the legislatures and the decision makers in our communities to invest. Most jobs, what's going on in the world today with government jobs, and we talk all day about that. But you know what the biggest growth opportunity in this country is small business, owning your own business, creating your own destiny. And the industry that we are in, you and I, the construction industry, gives more opportunity than almost any other industry that I can think of. And so we have to continue to promote that, profitize that, continue to do your shows, continue to work with people that will promote it throughout the country.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's funny, we're going through this. We have twin daughters that are 16 that are currently juniors in high school, and their counselors do not promote it. They do not even understand it, so I always say, how do we get more schools and education systems to truly understand the value of what this offers? So many people think it's a second choice career until they pick something up and try and get a precise miter cut, and they realize it's not so easy. It takes skill. But how do we get parents involved? How do we get educators involved?
Well, I think you're right in the sense. When I was in school, the alternative was to go to kind of the alternative school that would teach a shop class. I think that's changing, quite frankly. I mean, it's going to be slow, but that's a student that didn't fit in the classroom, so they would go to shop class. They'd go off campus. We need shop class in campus. We need it at the schools. We need to show people that you're learning STEM in the shop. You're learning math, you're learning science, you're learning these things. So it's not whether you end up in the industry or not. This is still a good education to learn from. And so I think we have to start. Look, Legos. I don't know if I should promote Legos, but Legos, building blocks. They were Lincoln Logs back when I was a kid. We need to people like to build things. They like to use their hands, but we need more people talking about it. We need more people that are willing to go on a limb and say, you know what, this isn't your second choice. This is your first choice. You want to do this. We will help you get there. We'll promote this, not as an alternative, but as your first choice. Honestly, it's going to take years. I mean, we have a long runway to get there, but I do believe that we're rolling down the runway. If not rolling down, we're lining up for takeoff. And I believe that we will get there over a long, deliberate attitude that this career is good.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm looking at all these photos that you guys have of all your different programs and graduation ceremonies and all the tools. And, it looks like some of the sponsors that help support doing those programs. And I mean, it's immense. I mean, there are so many photos that you guys have of success stories going on and on. When we look at the specialty programs within HBI, whether it's with the military, or whoever we're servicing is there a place for anybody that wants to be in the trades? Is there anything you don't do?
Anything we don't do. We don't train office work. I mean, we're not accountants. We really train people to work with their hands. We are I don't know the number today because it changes from 250,000 to 400,000 empty jobs in this industry. 80% of those are trades, people that are working with their hands. But we train the basics. Now our programs at HBI are not going to train a master carpenter or a journeyman. We're at the beginning stages. We offer that introduction. We offer somebody to go in with a basic fundamental knowledge of what the industry has to offer. And then I was in it for 32 years. I didn't hire directly a lot of skilled labor, but our skilled labor that were on our jobs, they were learning on the job. It is the best way to learn, is doing it repetitively. And so we're just going to have to keep bringing people in the industry. We're aging out more. And you see some of these pictures. The pictures are fantastic. Some of our supporters, many of our supporters, but more importantly, look at the students. Look at the students. And if you can get close up into them, look at their hope. Look at the idea that, you know what, I'm going to learn something. I'm afraid of electricity. So if you look at that last one, they're learning how to do something. You could do that in Portland, Oregon, or you can do that in Miami, Florida. So it's transportable. You'll have it for a lifetime. And there's hope in these students' eyes. And it's just hugely rewarding to see them want to invest in themselves and become somebody.
Yeah, it really, really, truly is. And I think, I do think you're right. I do think the perception has changed quite a bit, especially for the younger generation. We're seeing a lot more interest, not only in the workforce, but I think as the workforce is progressing and the workforce is bringing more technology in, and you look at kind of like where we spend a lot of our time looking at automation and robotics, the younger generation is better suited for that than I ever will be. I get nauseous when I play Fortnite in these games with my kids, so it's interesting. But I even think like the specialty programs that you have for the veterans, justice involved individuals, we see a lot of companies now tapping into those resources. But when in reality, it sounds to me like they could come partner with HBI in work? Because I'm assuming you have a job placement program as well.
We do. In most of our programs, save the high schools, because we're teaching a lot of underage minorities that are minority age students that are not able to go to work yet. But yeah, 85% of our transition military, we help place in a career path. 85 to 90% in Job Corps. Our academies, we're at 60%. So our role is not only just to train, and as they say, train and pray. Our role and our unique role, because of the involvement that I've had and this Home Builders Institute has had with the National Association of Home Builders, we have 600 local membership groups throughout the country that are starving for people to come to work for them. And so we have a network, nationwide network, that not you see these young people, not all young, but young people in cap and gowns. First time many of them have ever worn a cap and gown. So proud of themselves. We're so proud of them. But we network with our members throughout the country. That one may have been in Orlando. Our greater Orlando home builders, they bring their members in, they interview them, they showcase what they do. And in many cases, a student will have 3 or 4 different choices to pick from. And so it's just a wonderful opportunity to with really the sky. I know it's a cliche, but the sky is the limit. As hard as you want to work, you can be as successful as you want to be.
Yeah. And you know what? If we keep putting in the effort, we keep training the younger generation, we keep working on affordability and sustainability and resiliency in our homes, all of these students, hopefully one day, if they're not already, will become homeowners. They'll know how to take care of their biggest investment that they'll ever make. And I think a lot of people need to realize that you're really not only investing in a career, but you're investing in yourself and your own home, because we all live somewhere. At least we hope.
That's right. That's right. We, one of the more rewarding, it was during the pandemic, and Job Corps students, many of our Job Corps students come from pretty troubled areas. Some were homeless. When they were sent home, they had nowhere to go. And your point to where and some of our instructors took them in during the pandemic. We kept training online so people could still try and build their careers. I want to give all the accolades I can to my instructors, our instructors, because they are the ones on the front lines that are teaching a trade. We need more of that. We need more people to invest in the future and give them the skill. But to your point about the kids that we're training, young people that we're training, they didn't have a home to begin with. Some of them, 2-3 years out of this program, they own their own home now. Not only do they have a roof on their head, but they own their own home. They own their own business, and they have moved from desperation, lack of hope, or a lack of any direction, to where now they're a vibrant part of society. They own their own homes, and ultimately that builds economic development. That's good for the country when young people go to work and they're productive and they start giving back to the community. So I tell you what we're doing at HBI is it's God's work. Many are doing it throughout the country. There's great programs throughout the country, but I feel HBI is very special in the students we serve and the placement and the networking that we can put them into a career path.
Yeah. And the pride that, like you said, it gives them, right? I'm sure wearing that cap and gown has a lot of big smiles when they finally get through it, because my guess is it's not a walk in the park. You have to learn. You have to put in the time. You have to understand the skill.
That's right.
Right. I would imagine there's a whole testing process that goes into this.
Yeah. So our instructors, and it's a different type of learning. I'll be honest with you. It's not a test, right? It's tell me you can do it. Show me how to do a 3-way switch. Not only once.
Yeah.
Show me that you can do it 10 times. Show me that you can lay out a wall. And so it's that type of testing that, like, I didn't test well in school. I wasn't a textbook student, but they test and they pass and they move forward. They don't move forward until they learn that skill.
Right.
I got to go back to AI for a second, because Rob Dietz, our chief economist at NHB, told me, think about AI. AI is going to take office jobs, right? Is it going to change the world? Probably, but it's going to take some office jobs.
Right.
There's going to be fewer office jobs, But AI is also going to play into this industry because of the manufactured housing. One of our biggest supporters is MyTech, and building components and being able to understand how we can produce more units. We have a huge supply problem in this country of housing, and so we need to be innovative. You go to factories that are building trusses. I've used trusses my whole life, which are prefab roof lines, right? But we're building housing components. We're building modular. All of that is part of this industry. We're building 3D printers to build foundations and build the walls. So if you really like computerization, if you like animation, you like this type of work, this is an industry that you're welcome to join as well, because there's a little piece of everything in this industry that is interest to a lot of people.
Yeah, there really is. And it's growing so fast, like you said. I think it's so exciting. I love when I take people to like fully automated robotic manufacturing facilities and they're like, what?
Yeah.
Like you can't cut that the way that robot can cut it, right? It's just the precision is through the roof.
It's something. MyTech, I was at the MyTech factory in St. Louis, and there were employees still watching the robotics, but they were doing the robotics less, no back challenges, no labor challenges, still employees running those machines, doing what individuals did in the past, but they're doing with technology, and that's going to continue to get better.
Yeah, you made a great point, right? Because because of the labor shortage, and this is the opportunity for people that want to be in this industry, that everybody needs somebody everywhere. And even the robotics, companies that are using robots, what they're doing is they're just trying to do more with less because we don't have the same amount of labor, but they still don't have enough people to do what you said, run the robots, program the robots, service the robots. There's all of those things. And those robots have nail guns and everything else, just like, we do on a job site.
That's right. And again, I said how many people were short. Now what's going on, and Dave, you may ask this question, but with immigration, our workforce is 30%, traditionally 30% immigrant workforce. A lot of people come into the United States to offer their skills in Eastern European countries. This was an honor to be a mason, to be a craftsperson. And I'm concerned. I'm concerned that yes, we want legal immigration, but there is a part of the workforce that is undocumented, and there's some challenges with that. I understand you need to follow the rules and live by the laws, but we need to make sure that we do this appropriately and timely. And if you're gonna disqualify that population into this industry, we better put resources to train our own into the industry to replace those people, because you talk about a shortage of housing today, a shortage of skilled labor today. Right. If you lose 15 or 20% of your skilled labor due to different political policies, of which I'm not taking a position on one way or the other. My position is we need more skilled labor. Educate our people, educate the people here in the schools, and get them into the industry so we don't, probably much like oil, we don't depend on foreign oil. We don't depend on something that we can't control. And so there's some concerns in the industry in regards to policies, tariffs, and the things that are going to potentially raise the cost of housing, raise the cost of labor. That is going to continue to add challenges.
Yeah, I mean, listen, immigration is a hot topic right now. And you know what? There are so many people from around the world that have immigrated to this country that are putting in a hard day's work, just trying to do the best they can for their family. Without getting into policy as well, I'm with you on there, whether you're left, right, or in the middle. We don't do politics on this show. Right. But I do agree with you, not just in the construction industry, I also think in the farming industry as well. Right. There has to be some things looked at for those that are actually being contributing members of our society and helping us rebuild this country. Because, hey, let's face it, our whole country was built by immigrants.
That's where we all came from somewhere. That's right.
That's right. We all came from somewhere for sure. So, All right, so we're talking about immigration, which we're having a little bit of a roller coaster ride on right now in this country, and I'm assuming it's global problem. We have a housing shortage, right? We don't have the skilled labor to build the housing shortage. We don't have enough offsite manufacturers to build what's needed for the housing shortage. So, what does the future look like, Ed, from what you're seeing? Because you're in every state around the country, and you're on the front lines. And when I say that, you're talking about the youth. So if anybody has their bead on how we're going to get out of this mess, I'm hoping it's you, Ed. No pressure, though.
Well, look, I'm optimistic. It's a fair question. I'm optimistic. Like I said, it's a long runway, but we're on the runway, and I think we just have to stay the course of promoting the industry to getting back to honoring those tradesmen and women throughout the country that build America. And I think if we just continue to do this, and I'll continue to promote Dave Cooper Live. I'll continue to promote these types of shows that promote what we need in this country. But it takes an investment. We've invested in higher education for years, and I would argue that some of that hasn't paid off like it could. Invest in this industry, invest in our skilled trades. And I think over a period of time, if we get enough young people in, 10 years down the road, we'll have that. I mean, and sooner than that, but it takes somebody 10 years to become a skilled carpenter, right? I mean, you don't become a skilled carpenter overnight. No. It takes years to do what from whom I was taught. And so it's going to take a number of years to do that. But I'm optimistic because I do think higher education has a real headwind on the cost and what the return on that investment is. And I as you said earlier, doctors and lawyers and engineers and architects, all those professionals need higher education, and many more. But there's a lot of jobs that are going to be created in the next 10 years that don't require a 4-year degree. They don't require even a 2-year degree. And so if we can continue to promote this, continue to get to young people with peers. I mean, you laugh when I say Dave Cooper, but I mean, you're making a difference by talking to young people on this show. I hope I'm making a difference by promoting this, by talking to young people about what we have to offer. And someday, as a builder, and you know this industry very well, builders owned a bunch of land. I had a lot of land. I was building houses on land. My plumbers had boats, and they had houses, and they had cars, and they had a lot of the toys, right? The skilled labor in this country is it's very successful in the career path that you can take. Now, in 2 or 3 years, you won't be an employee. You'll be an employer. You'll hire people. You'll be looking for people to work for you to build. I also think that it's going to take years. We're 1.5 million to 4 million units short, right? It's going to take time to catch up to that. Immigration is a factor in that. How many people do we have in this country? So I'm not sure anybody really knows how many new people came into this country last year, but housing, where it's a crisis level. My kids, our young people can't afford that part of the American dream today. We have to get policies in place that lower the cost of housing, lower the inputs, lower the interest rates, lower the opportunity, increase the access to credit, increase the access to financial education. And people are proud to own their own home in this country, and we need to increase at all levels and all ethnicities and all race to increase home ownership, and that makes people proud in this country. I'm optimistic about the future of not only the skilled labor but the housing market. But it's going to take a very deliberate, concerted effort to continue to put the heat on.
But let's talk about how we get people involved, right? We kind of covered the programs. We covered that you guys are all over the place. I know IBS is coming up, the International Builder Show, for anybody out there that's interested. And if you're interested in meeting up with, Ed and his team, there's several things going on there. But before we get into IBS, Ed, the
Yeah.
rest of the 364 days out of the 365, if
Yeah.
I want to share what you guys are doing, or I'm a young person that watches the show, or a manufacturer that has young people interested in working, how do
Yeah.
I get them involved with your organization?
Yeah, we've got an interactive map on hbi.org, hbi.org, interactive map, and it you can point on the places that we have. We're in all, as you said earlier, we're in all 50 states, including Alaska, Hawaii,
Right.
Puerto Rico. Now, you click on that map and it will show you which program we have. It may be a transitioning military. And if you're not in the military, you're not eligible for that. But then there may be a Job Corps program in that area, or there may be a high school program in that area, or there may be a community program. If you find that you can't, if you're in a location that we don't have one, you can chat with us, you can talk to us, call us, we'll find you one, whether we operate it or not. As I said earlier, there's a lot of good programs throughout the country being promoted. We'll do our best to get you into a program, to introduce you to this industry, to get you into an apprenticeship program. So go start with hbi.org. Anywhere you can Google CTE, you can careers in construction. We have a wonderful partner in Colorado called Careers in Construction Colorado, which is in over 80 high schools. And so go on their website. If you're in Colorado, they'll find you a program. And we have those in Florida. We have those all over the country to start with hbi.org.
I love it. So everybody just go to hbi.org. I've been putting it up on the screen. In fact, I'll put it up. In fact, I was looking at your job board here. Look at this. I love it. I mean, and you can search for jobs, you can search for the trade, everything. So I think this is the place to go, hbi.org. Get involved. That's, if you want to know how to do it, it's simple. You just get involved. That's what somebody told me once. It was actually, I got an opportunity at a housing event for veterans, and they had a famous, and I'm not going to say his name, country music singer there, telling people to get involved. And I interviewed him. He goes, I said, well, how do I get involved? He just looks at me, goes, just get involved. I said,
just get involved. Just get involved. I would be remiss. There are some great job. We have one. Home Depot's got one. The Leading Builders of America have one. There are job boards that are specific to construction. So, do a little search. And if you don't have it, go to the library to get internet. You can find it. Call us directly. We'll help you without internet.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Big industry event, about 2 weeks away, if that, maybe 2.5, maybe less. What do we have going on out there, Ed? Walk us through that. And I'm going to share some photos because you guys had some hidden IBS photos here, I found.
Well, we have a lot going on. We showcase our students. That's really what we want to showcase at the International Builders Show. As I said, we've been doing Job Corps for over 50 years with the Department of Labor. We have award winners. We have scholarships that we issue, $2,500 scholarships to students. We bring successful story tellers in that have gone through our programs that tell their story and tell young people what they're doing. We're always promoting to our funders. We're always promoting to the individual that wants to give back. We're always promoting to the manufacturers like you, the manufacturers and the industry to invest in this. And so we have a booth on the floor, a nail contest that I love to take on our students every year, and it's fun. Get interactive. We have another joint booth with the National Association of Home Builders and the National Housing Endowment that we promote different skilled labor opportunities. We have a reception that we honor our students on a Tuesday night, but we're always walking the floor and patting out our chair as one of our biggest promoters with our students. So we're interactive with a lot of our sponsors throughout the show. If you haven't been, the International Builders Show is life-changing in this industry. As I know you have, you're there every year, but it's a wonderful opportunity to meet industry experts, peers, to learn. Our education systems are fantastic, but we're really showcasing our students and the future of this industry.
Yeah. I mean, the International Builder Show is huge. I think they say it's like 4 football fields. It's something like you do not wear dress shoes to this event. Put on your best sneakers. because this is only a snippet of what's going on at IBS, what we're showing here, right? And you guys are in a bunch of different places.
I always use the 1,000,000 square feet. To me,
Right.
a home builder, you build a 1,500, 2,000 square foot house, 1,000,000 square feet of exhibit space, from
Right.
hinges to trucks. I mean, it's an amazing opportunity to learn about new products, to learn about the industry. So you're right. It's 3 days of sprint to get to all the showcase and the exhibits that we have, and a huge educational opportunities for members of our industry.
That's the best way to say it. 3 days of sprinting. Here you go, everybody. So I just pulled up the website. So buildershow.com. So if you're interested in going to the International Builder Show and you're interested in seeing Ed and his team of HBI workers and seeing what the students are doing, this is where you need to sign up so you can get access. So hopefully you guys take the time to do that. And Ed, you guys also, like us, we host events where we're out there. I'm going to do a little self-serving plug at the moment, but
Please.
There's a QR code there. We will be hosting a private executive event. So if anybody would like to join us, this is just a fill-out form. There's only so much space. We have guests like Ed and others in the industry at a very high level for some really game-changing conversation. Good drinks, cocktail. I've been known to throw a good party here and again, so we'll have some fun. That's what we have going on, but you guys have a lot more than what we have going on. Why don't you tell us a little bit about everything that you have?
Well, first, let me say, I mean, you do know how to throw a good party. I've been to a few of those, and
Well, thank
appreciate
you.
that opportunity. But we got to support people like you. We've got to support these types of programs. And so you're
Yeah.
walking around this show. You're supporting the industry, everything that you do, and the way that you do it, and the different trips that you take, and the field trips, and the places that you go and visit is educational. And so
Thank you.
thank you for all that great work. So I'm sure we'll bump into each other in a number of different places, but if we're there handing out cards, I think at our booth last year, we got over 4,000 people that are interested in hiring somebody, right? So it is populated with builders and carpenters and electricians and vendors and suppliers. And so we're really working the crowd. We're working the network. We're trying to promote. We're always looking for sponsors. We're always looking for people to support what we're doing. I haven't mentioned it yet, but we don't charge one dime for tuition. Our programs are totally free because we're a nonprofit. We count on sponsors to promote what we're doing and give us the resources to what we're able to do. And so we're promoting our friends. We're promoting the industry. We're supporting and educating. There's a great opportunity for student chapters that National Housing Endowment sponsors. We have 2 high school chapters that are competing this year. It has traditionally been higher education, but we've got some high school students now. One of our chapters last year got 3rd, the year before got 1st. So we're promoting and supporting the students that are in our programs. We're showcasing their skills. As you know, it's just fun to be around people that enjoy what you enjoy and the good work that we're doing together.
It is fun, Ed, to hang out with forward-looking people. Everybody in my Rolodex, since I started doing this, is they're looking out the windshield. They're not looking in the rear view mirror, which I think is so important, especially for our industry, who hasn't seen a lot of change in 100 some years, right? Other than the lack of labor.
Yeah.
And the cost of housing going through the roof. So my last question, before we go to some comments, Ed, and your final words as well, is, the future of where we're headed 10 years from now. Are you seeing an uptick in enrollment? Are you, can I ask that question? Are you guys seeing an uptick in enrollment? You seeing the young people in the military and people really want to be involved?
Absolutely. I mean, we have waiting lists in our military programs today
Yeah.
because we don't have enough slots. We have
Wow.
people on wait lists in our academies. We don't have the resources to hire more instructors. So it's disheartening in the sense that we don't have enough resources to educate those that want to. We're adding 50 to 100 schools a year to bring
Yeah.
shop class back to their schools. So there is an absolute movement that we need to provide this opportunity to young people, and provide this opportunity to those that want to upskill, to want to better themselves. So, like I said earlier, I'm optimistic. It's going to take a lot of hard work, and the job won't be done when I'm done. The job will be years and years and years to continue to promote this. You and I'll be sitting on the sidelines, and there will be others that will step in and promote this. And really, that's kind of where I would end it.
Right.
Optimistic, but we have to. The industry has to invest in themselves. There's no doubt about it. We have to. Some of our supporters that I've mentioned, a few of them probably get in trouble, but Home Depot, Mytech, some of our large supporters.
Say their names.
Okay, they are investing in the future. They're innovators, they're thought leaders, they're looking forward, they're not looking backwards. And we need more people. DeWalt, gosh, Stanley Black and Decker came to the
Right.
table. I'm going to get in trouble. I always ask for forgiveness instead of permission.
You
These
can
are
say them all.
these are companies that are investing in the future,
Yep.
and we need more of that because there's more opportunity out there to provide if there's more resources. Some of that's going to have to come from government. We're going to have to
Right.
invest in the future as government, right? I mean, we invest in a lot of things, and one of those things that we have not invested enough in is our young people and their trajectory of entrepreneurship or owning their own business. And the skilled trades is one of those. Our industry, I've been in it. As I said, I grew up at the kitchen table with it. I'm very proud of our industry. I think that we're open arms to all people, women, people of diversity, people of young people, middle-aged people that are trying to upskill. So opportunities there, and I'm very optimistic about the future, but it's going to take a lot of hard work.
Yeah, well, that's what we're known for in this country, hard work, right? So I think it's all a good thing. All right, I'm going to do a couple comments here. We're just about out of time. Look at us. We went way over. That's good though. Got too
You and
much.
you and I could talk for hours, Dave.
We could. Hey, you know this guy, Greg Ugaldi? Look at him. He's on Twitch. He's still hanging out with the young people. I don't know if he'll ever learn, this guy.
Greg's not only a good friend, he's on my board.
Yeah,
He's one of my bosses.
What are HBI's most popular programs? He asks.
Well, our transitioning military is, as Greg knows, one of our, people are waiting in line to get into our transitioning military programs. Our academies are really growing. Our high schools are growing. So Greg's been a huge supporter and a good friend. And thanks for the question, Greg. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. Appreciate you always taking time out of your busy day. Also past chair of the NAHB. And hopefully we'll all run into each other out there. In fact, I know we will. Oh, we got a long one here. We're not going to read this one out. Look at this, Jed. Peter D. Maria. What's happening, Peter? Thank you for the long question there. I'll leave it up for you. But basically, he's saying in California, there's already a system like this in place to achieve what you're just. In California, there's a system already in place to achieve so much of what you're discussing. Maybe there's some opportunities that you could work together, right? You got junior colleges that are doing Pasadena City College, he said.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, some great stuff being done at the community colleges.
Yeah.
There's a certain population that won't go through the system, won't go through that institutional system, so that but there's some great stuff going through the community colleges, and they're feeders like us. They're feeders to apprenticeships. They're feeders to union and non-union commercial.
Right.
And we tap into that community college system in many places. We're working with Aurora Community College. We're working with a number of community colleges throughout the country for adult education.
I love it. Ed, any last words? Anything I missed? Anything you just need to touch on that you're not going to yell at me because I didn't ask you?
No, I've taken a lot of your time, and I just appreciate the friendship. Appreciate you promoting what we're doing, promoting the industry. You just keep up the great work. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Hey, you guys are doing the hard work out there. I'm just trying to bring awareness to an industry that we all love so much, and there's so much opportunity in it now. We're even encouraging our own kids to get into the trades and do stuff. Listen, if you folks are going to be coming out to the International Builders Show, or even the week before that, I will be in Phoenix, Arizona at Advancing Prefabrication as well. Use this QR code on the screen. Let us know where you're going to be. We might have an opportunity to invite you to one of our private networking events that we do, where you get to meet a bunch of industry leaders as well. So just click on that QR code. If you want to get in touch with Ed and his team, just go to their website, hbi.org, LinkedIn. They're everywhere. You can find them. So, Ed, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Dave. We'll see you soon. Safe travels, my friend.
Yeah, safe travels to you as well. And for the rest of you out there, don't go anywhere until the end of the week, because Wednesday we're going to have another great show for you. And guess what? Today's only Monday. You still have 4.5 days to keep building it better. If you want to recommend anybody for this show that you think we should know about, we try to be everywhere, but we're not. We always love good recommendations. Ed, don't go anywhere. I'll come back to you after the outro. And for the rest of you out there, have a great week, and make sure you thank these supporting members as well. What an amazing show. Thank you to all of our sponsors for helping us to continue to bring all of these innovative conversations to all of you out there. Please visit them, see what they have to offer you. And as always, subscribe to the YouTube channel and ring that bell. It would mean the world to us. I'm Dave Cooper. Thanks for watching.